Hey guys, Duchess Braids here and welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing something a little bit different. All right, I'm going to take a style that would typically cost you anywhere from $200 to $500 and I'm going to give it to her for 40 bucks. So now this style is not including the tools I'm using because I'm counting the tools as something you guys already have in your household. So I'm not going to count the tools in, but I'm going to count the products that I'm using to make it up to like $40, right? So this is a quick weave style. However, nowadays, y'all, people are using real bundles for quick weaves. And bundles we know that can range anywhere from $250 to $500 just for bundles. And then now, back in the day when they used to charge 80 bucks for a quick weave, they're now charging anywhere from 150 to 200. So that's where I got that price range from, if you guys were confused. But we're going to throw a quick weave in her head, but I'm going to give it to you guys where you can get this style for yourself. You can either do it on yourself or you can have a family member help you do it. And it could cost you no more than about 40 bucks, 40, 50 bucks, I'll say. Right. So we're going to start out with, of course, pulling out her leave out because this is a quick weave that we're going to use the leave out for. Pulled out the quick weave on the side that she prefers the most, which is going to be on her left side. So she prefers her part on her left side. And once I feel like I have a good amount of leave out, I go in and I start braiding the hair down. So one thing about braiding the hair down, y'all, is that for a quick weave, you really don't need the braids to be super small. You just need it to be flat. So as long as your braids are flat, especially at the top, you're pretty good with a quick weave. So you don't need super tiny braids to get this done because right now we're pressed for time. She's headed to an interview and we're pressed for time. We're pressed for money because that's why I'm doing the $40 thing. And we're just pressed overall. So we're going to get this style done and get her out the chair and to her interview, right? So of course I braid it down and do it the way that I normally do it, y'all. I just braid it into the other braid. You guys get it. Like I do this every single time. And for some reason, I don't like cutting stuff out of my videos. I feel like I am at the point where I could cut stuff out and y'all will still know. But then I have some new subscribers that I want them to learn as well, y'all. So bear with me for the people that's been following me for a while and already know the drill on what I'm doing, and y'all don't need to see 24/7, but that's why I'm kind of like speeding through these type of parts because I do them so much. But that doesn't mean there's not someone new here watching that actually wants to learn. So I braid one half of the head, then I jump to the other half and I braid that as well into the middle. And as I'm going, I'm just putting the end of the first braid into the other braid. And that's how I get into the middle. And once I'm on the last final braid in the middle, I take the two ends on each side and I put it into that last final braid. I braid it out all the way and then I just tuck it in those loops of hair that I flipped up. All right. So that's my typical way of how I do my foundations when I'm braiding down. So now I'm just going to braid her leave out the way. So this is the hair that is going to be left out and be flipped onto the quick weave. Right. So this is why I left this last to do. Normally I would do it first and braid it down first, but I wanted you guys to see how thick the leave out is and where I actually left out. So as you can see on the left side of her ear, like that's a nice decent amount left out. So now the first product we're going in with is the cap, the wig cap, y'all, which typically costs about $1.99. Like y'all can go to the hair store in your community and get that for about $1.99. Of course, you can get it on Amazon or wherever for a little bit more because they're going to give you way more. And the second thing is the Weave Wonder. This is going by so fast. So I'm using the Weave Wonder, of course, and this is going to protect her hair from the glue itself. And that typically costs about $4.99, y'all. So, of course, it could go up to more than that, but typically it's around $4.99. And of course, I apply it generously to her hair, wherever her braids are. And everything but her leave out braids, y'all. Everything but the leave out part, I'm gonna apply generously. And I use a blow dryer. If you don't have a hooded dryer, I use a blow dryer and just make sure that it's stable. The next thing we have is the hair bonding glue. This is typically around $3.99. That's the cheapest I've seen. Of course, it could be way more than that. It could even be less than that. I've seen one in Walmart for $1.99, but I didn't want to put that up because that's probably rare right now for it to be $1.99. Once I got the glue around the perimeter, I'm waiting for everything to dry. And sometimes when it takes too long for the glue to dry, you have to make sure the weave wonder dries because you don't want mold in your client's hair and all that. You always want to make sure that's dry, but sometimes the glue takes a little while to dry. And I just like to start with the hair. So let's talk about the hair. This is Model. This is synthetic hair. So this costs around $9.99 for maybe like the lowest length, like, or the smallest length. You typically need around 3 packs of these to get a full head of hair. So that's where the $30 comes from, and everything else averages around to the $10 that you're going to need to finish this style. So use the synthetic hair. This is a quick weave. I don't recommend a synthetic hair for bundles. But since you don't plan on using a quick weave for longer than a week to 2 weeks, like I feel like synthetic hair is fine. And it's also great for like bobs, right? But of course there are problems with synthetic hair, y'all. Like it is going to like be knotted up. You do have to brush it often and stay on top of it. But that's why I would do styles like I would slick it in a ponytail and braid the ends, or just do things to where you have a cute style, but you don't want it to be known that it's synthetic hair. So I would like put it in a ponytail at the back and braid the back up real cute and just style it. But you can achieve a style that looks good. Y'all gonna see her at the end, y'all, how good she look, and stepping out the chair looking like that's a $500 hairstyle, or you just paid so much for it, but it really cost you $40. Of course, I don't charge my family members. So that's why I said $40 because I personally don't charge them. But also it's such an easy style to do. And as you can tell with synthetic hair, you cannot put heat to it. So do not put your flat iron to this hair. But the fact that it comes already straight is a plus. So all I have to do is straighten out her natural hair. The hair is already bone straight. I don't have to worry about it. Please do not put your iron to it or it will burn because it's not real. Just flat iron the natural hair. Make sure that it matches and that it's like, you know, blends in really well. And then you have a really nice style. But this is how I got the $40 style that someone could pay as much as $500 for, because they're really using like real Cambodian bundles in a quick weave now, which is crazy to me because I just feel like quick weave is such a waste of money if you're going to spend that much, because you know, you don't keep it in that long. And as soon as you get out of the chair, sometimes your head is itching, and you know what I mean? Not everybody could keep that style in for longer than a week. I know I personally cannot keep that styling for longer than a week. So this is like a week-long style that I would recommend. It's super fast. Like I said, I'm not going to let the iron touch, but here I am chasing the comb, y'all, the carbon fiber comb with the iron. It is not going to melt. And this is how the style turned out, y'all. Look how cute and fly this hair looks. You can't tell me this is not like some real bundles. Her hair blended in really, really well with it. And of course, she is ready for her interview. She is ready for a week long of just looking fly and looking good, maybe even longer than that. She might have held it in for about 2 weeks. But let me know in the comments what y'all think, if y'all would try this style, and if y'all think it's crazy that this style could cost y'all $500 at this point. I'm not hating on nobody. Make y'all money. Of course, I was a stylist, so I understand, but all I'm saying is, like, I just think it's a waste of money. But that's me. See you guys next time. Bye.